Okay. Just keeping it real.
We're back.
Life and relationships.
Hey.
Come on. Just
Keeping it real.
Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real.
Just keeping it real.
Just
Keeping it real.
Charles and Melendia. All right now.
Hi.
What's up, family?
Happy Tuesday. How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? Is it sunny where you are? Is it raining? Is it cold? Is it hot? You know what? Wherever you are, you bring the sunshine. Right?
Yep.
You bring the sunshine.
What's up, family?
That's what my mom told me the other day. She said, I said it was
Overcast or
it
something?
was overcast and cloudy, and she said, but guess what? When you woke up, you brought the sunshine.
You brought the sunshine.
I was like, you know what, Mom?
You know, there's a song that says
I know.
that.
You brought.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You bring.
You
actually.
bring. Okay. Anyway.
I think.
You
yeah.
bring the
Okay.
sunshine.
All right.
You bring the sunshine
Well,
to me, for me.
I hope so.
You hope so?
Right.
Okay. Well,
Hey, so hey, what's
Hey.
up, family?
How y'all
Just
doing?
keeping it real with Charles and
Melendia.
yes.
Yep.
We're here for day 2
Day 2.
of our Talk the 5-Day Love Series.
Yes. Yes.
So?
And we're going to jump right in and talk about what the second day love series is.
Okay. So day 2.
Day 2.
We're going to talk today about another form of love, and we believe this one is in line from the yesterday's. This would be the next level in our opinion.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk today about Philautia love.
Philautia love.
Now,
Yeah.
some may pronounce that a little different.
Yeah.
These are Greek words, so I don't speak Greek. Don't really know for the correct pronunciation, but we're going to put it
That's
out
what
there
we're gonna call
as
it
well
today.
as we're going to say. We're going to say Philautia today.
Philautia
love.
Yes.
And again, we mentioned that these are Greek words, so we're going to talk a little bit about it. And what
Yeah.
is Philautia love?
What is Philautia love? What? It is known Greek now, as he mentioned. It's a self-love.
Self-love.
Yep.
So we talked yesterday, and we believe that the agape love, you have to have it first, meaning that, you know, a higher love, like for your creator,
Yeah.
love between us and the creator,
Right.
and even with us and, you know, back to the creator to us to the creator. So
Right.
we believe you have to have that love first before you can have a love for oneself.
Right.
Though there is a song that says the greatest love of all is to love yourself. But
Right.
we believe just slightly different on that, because
Yeah.
if you don't have the first love, then you cannot love yourself like you ought to. So
Right.
that's what we want to talk about.
Right.
Philautia love
Philautia
is
love.
it is a self-love, and it's having basically a healthy self-love or self-compassion, and it's having confidence as well of oneself.
Yes.
You know, is having an appreciation of yourself as well.
Right.
So,
And
go ahead.
you know, today, especially in the culture we're in, because we've been suppressed in the areas that where we have been isolated at home, and we might not have been taking good care of ourselves.
sure, right.
We may not have been, you know, given ourselves the attention that we need. And we are here to elaborate on that and say it's important that you have that self-love.
Yes.
It's so important because, you know, I've heard couples before talk about how, you know, after you get married for so long and the wife come to bed with the rag on her head and you know, her big old sloppy pajamas on, and the man just come all kind of sloppy ways and stuff like that. So
Where in the beginning you may have had it all tightened up,
Right.
and you had it all spiffy and looking right, but then after a while, it just like whatever.
You let yourself go. You
right.
let yourself go. So what we want to talk about a little bit about is more of appreciating yourself.
Self-love.
You know, having that look at yourself. And sometimes, especially women, we critique ourselves and we don't like certain things in ourselves, right? So then some of us, we may get, start working out, start doing better and whatever. And then the others is just like, you know what? Because like me, I love food. I love ice cream. I love pizza. I love certain things. So what we forget is how to take care of ourselves and appreciate ourselves. So what we want to help you understand is that the importance of self-love is vital.
Yes.
Right?
And you have to be able to love yourself in order to love someone else.
Oh, can you?
And, well, you know, you want to make that a question?
So
Can
my
you?
question is, can you love others? Can you love others more than you love yourself? Or should you love others more than you love yourself? Think about that. So, you know what? When we were studying over this, I said, yeah.
That
I
you can
think-
love others
I think some
more than
people-
yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's a backwards way of thinking.
Yeah, you can love someone.
Yeah,
more than
because
you.
think about how people worship leaders or worship pastors or worship other people, and they don't have the confidence or they don't have the gratitude and the compassion and things within themselves, and they esteem others. Now, isn't something to say esteem others more than yourself?
It says esteem others more than yourself. Yeah.
Right. So that don't mean that you don't have any kind of self-love, though.
Well, right. The thing about it says esteem. That's like putting other people before yourself. You
Right.
know, and
Right.
that it doesn't have anything necessarily to do with love. Esteem, to a degree, is that you consider other people more than yourself when it comes to things. But with that, should you love yourself? I think you have to love yourself before you can love someone else.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So in that, but there are relationships where people love their spouses, partners, whatever, other significant others more than they love themselves. But what I'm saying is you have to be able to love yourself before you can learn to love someone else.
Right.
Like you ought to.
And
Because-
that is also a mental thing. Something that you have to resonate within your own psyche. To say, I love me.
Right.
I love me. In order for me to love you, I have to love me.
Right.
Because then that means, do I not have any value in me? Do I not have any self-respect and confidence and, know how to think that I am just as good to accomplish, to do, to seek, to be? And how am I going to give that same positivity to others if I don't have it in myself?
Sure.
Yeah.
And one thing too, it even now when it comes to husband and wife, for instance, and I'm gonna bring up a Bible verse that commissions a husband to love his wife as he does himself. Love your wives as you do, and it makes a reference to Messiah as he loved the church. So that's one thing. It didn't say love her more than me, but love her as I do myself.
Right.
And it says no man ever, loved himself and didn't nourish himself or feed himself. So with
Right.
that, if I'm going to take care of me, I'm going to take care of mine as well.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the thing. So
And that's the healthy part of this Philautia.
yeah, the self-love, right?
The self-love.
Exactly. So there is a healthy side that we're talking. There's
Right.
also
An unhealthy.
an unhealthy side as well.
Before we get to that, we just want to clarify as far as the positivity of self-love.
Right.
And there's a statement that we say when people sacrifice. What is it? How'd that go? When people
Okay, so
sacrifice of themselves.
right. Basically, we're talking about a healthy love. Self-love is when people sacrifice of themselves for the good or the gain of others.
Yeah.
That's a healthy side of self-love
Right.
or Philautia.
Yeah.
So that's the healthy side of it.
Right.
Now there's an unhealthy.
Well, before I
Okay,
get to
go
that
ahead,
one,
go
before I
ahead.
get to that one, the positivity and
Sure.
healthy is, as he say, it's related to self-love.
Right. Okay.
Having high esteem and
Sure,
self-pity
sure.
within yourself, right?
Self.
So, I even remember there's an event that this young lady is putting together that's called Trap and Retreat. And it is, centered for women. And I pray that somebody resonates something for brothers too. But it's a Trap and Retreat, which is a safe place for women needing that gentle reminder to put herself first.
Now, okay, and when we say put yourself first, we're meaning that you have to take time out.
Right.
Not saying that, oh, I'm before everybody, I'm before the children. No, I'm putting myself first. Not what we're saying, but you should give time to yourself, even after giving to others. Because again, a person that gives, like whether you are a minister, a preacher, you have a flock, or you are a counselor and you give, there ought to be a time that you receive something as well. So you may have to say, okay, time out. Let me go ahead and get rejuvenated.
Right.
Because even our Messiah, after healing so many people and doing so much for people, he had to get away himself to be rejuvenated. So
Right.
sometimes
So
you have to do that.
Take time out for yourself.
Sure.
And I know a lot of my sisters, like my mom, my daughter, and some of my family members, we make sure that we put that time in. Because first of all, personally, I feel that I want to continue to look good for him, right? But
And
I
you do.
also want to look good for myself.
Right, and you do a good job.
So,
of that,
look, Lord, I got it from my mama.
And I
So,
think I want to. I'm sorry, I'm being rude, but I'm going to have to, and I'm just going to tell my wife I appreciate you how you take care of yourself, and you do it, and that does a whole lot for me.
I appreciate
Honestly,
that.
because again,
It's a
to
struggle.
me, no, that's okay.
It's a struggle.
No, really, I do appreciate that because again, you do care with how you look. You care how you smell. You care how you just carry yourself all the way, and I appreciate that about you,
what are you
love.
trying
I
to
do.
here with this Philautia
I ain't trying to
love?
talk up on no other kind of love right
you
now.
trying to put
That's
up
coming
on
in a few
him?
days,
Okay,
so
so
I'm not
anyway.
trying to jump to say. But I want to tell you that because I mean, really, yeah, that's always meant a lot to me because
Well, I
you
appreciate
care about
that.
yourself.
I appreciate that. And when women do that for themselves, they feel good about that. You feel good about who you are and what you represent and who you represent. And the thing about it, even if you're not married, even if you're single,
Oh, sure.
because you could be blessed with that Boaz, right? That man of God that could be placed for you. But the first thing you have to do is feel confident within yourself that
Absolutely.
you can look yourself in the mirror, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Certain things ain't flowing right like you, and you say, you know what, I look good today. So that's that healthy part.
Let's have a break 1 second. I wanted to say something that we're open for comments. Anything you want to interject or type in the comments, feel free to do it.
Yeah.
It is not bothering us or taking us off
Yeah, 'cause
course.
we wanna have a
we want to have
conversation.
feedback. Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to have the convo going. So
what-
please feel free to do that.
What we can say is put in the chat and tell me, do you take time for self-love? Do you demonstrate that Philautia love for yourself?
Self-love.
That self-love. Do you do that? And if not, think about it. Because there's also, as he was going to say earlier, there's a flip side to that positivity of that Philautia love, right? Of that self-love.
Okay, we talked about the positive and the healthy side of self-love. Now we want to talk about the negative and the unhealthy side of self-love.
Yeah. So tell me if you know people like this.
Well, sometimes you say no people. Maybe
Or is it
sometimes we
you?
may be those people and
Yeah,
thinking
you.
of somebody else. So that's
Or
the
are
thing.
you this person?
Okay, so this love we're talking is pronounced, I think, Philautia or Philautia.
It's
and
spelled-
basically it is spelled T-I-A.
Yes.
And I think we've heard it pronounced several ways. It's a Greek word, and it's another form of love. And this one is self-love.
Self-love,
So again,
yes.
Philautia is the way we're doing. You may hear us say it, to that degree. So
And I did want to say, because I did put out there about this awesome event or, piece of information that's out there. It is on social media. It's called Trap and Retreat. And it is for women, as I say, that demonstrate and have to focus on self-love. So check out your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure we put that out there because I mentioned it, but I didn't say
Sure.
where you can find it.
Okay.
But the unhealthy...
And that's from a positive and a healthy standpoint, as we mentioned.
Right,
So
right.
sometimes, again, after giving so much, you have to take time to get rejuvenated so you can give more. And that's the way our Messiah did. Times he healed, he gave so much, he raised the dead, and had to get to where his
needed
space
to
was to rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Even with ministers nowadays, people that help folk, and also counselors as well. Sometimes you got to do it.
Yeah,
So,
mothers that have children
Oh,
the
absolutely.
whole day.
Yes.
You've been
Yes.
dealing
Yes.
with kids all
Right.
day, and now that the stress of maybe sending them back to school and you're working, all that type of
husbands,
stuff.
fathers,
They
gotta
need
do
it.
it. Yes,
They really
yes,
do.
definitely
They
need
really
it.
do.
So now,
What?
we're gonna flip this thing. Now we're gonna take
flip
it
it.
to the negative side of self-love.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe there's a negative side? Absolutely, it is. Okay, so we're gonna
are
talk
you
about
like that,
this.
or do you
So
know
you're
people
asking,
like that?
okay? So
The negative.
right? So the negative side of
Philautia,
and self-love is being narcissistic,
do you know somebody like that?
arrogant,
Is that me?
selfish, having pride.
Is
So
that one of my friends? That me? That my husband? Is that myself?
and you only see you.
Yourself.
You only see you.
Yeah.
You are the one that benefit. So you don't care about helping other people. It's about you. So
Yeah.
that's the negative side of that Philautia,
that
of
unhealthy.
Philautia type love.
Yeah, it's
And-
the kind of love that takes.
right.
It takes. When you flip it, the unhealthy Philautia is
Right.
that unhealthy. I can't even say it's the unhealthy self-love,
Self-love,
right?
right. Well,
Or
it
can we
is
say
unhealthy self-love. Yeah.
It takes
Because,
and
yeah.
does not give
Right.
back in return.
So, and one thing we talked earlier, we said that the healthy type of love, the self-love, it sacrifices self in order to help others gain, But this type of love, it sacrifices others so it can gain.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there.
And it's so funny because I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I've dealt with this at work, because people, and I'm sure others have too, and in society, dealing with people, and they will sacrifice you to make them look good.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Throwing
know
under the
what
bus.
I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, I guess sometimes you got to sit back and say, "Am I like that? Do I demonstrate those type of qualities sometimes?" That's you don't have to answer. But if you want to put in the chat and say, "I need to work on that," I'm one of them. Do I do
Sure.
that? I try not to do that intentionally. I personally, for me, I try not to do that intentionally because I would want to treat people like I would like how that goes. I would like to treat people like I want to be treated.
Absolutely.
So, but sometimes we have to sit back because we can be the, speeding up in the fastness of life, and ignore the fact that we could be selfish.
Sure,
we could
absolutely.
be narcissistic.
Right.
And
Self-centered, right.
Self-centered, and we could demonstrate that unhealthy self-love.
Right.
So, the best thing to do sometimes is sit back and think about yourself instead of pointing at others and seeing if they're doing it. See it if you're doing it. And if you are centered around people that are like that, you might have to rearrange the people that you're with. Or the people that you center around. Or the people that are feeding in your spirit. Because you don't need all that negativity, right?
Sure. Right. So, again, the question was asked, what type of self-love do you have?
Yeah.
Is it the positive, the healthy, or is it the unhealthy,
yeah.
or the negative? So
So we're going to leave you with a question. I
What?
want you to ask others. Don't think about you. You can think about yourself, but first ask others, like close family and friends. Do I exhibit a healthy or unhealthy type of self-love. You want to talk to people that are going to be transparent and real.
Right.
You know, don't fluff it up with me.
Right.
Because sometimes you may not see what you may be doing.
Sure.
And most of the time you don't see yourself.
Right.
You know? So that's where we are today, and with our day 2 of talking about the self-love.
Yes.
Healthy and unhealthy, which is called the Greek word Philautia.
Philautia.
Okay. It's pronounced all kind of different ways.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pronouncing the best we can, but again, that spelling is Philautia.
Yes.
So again, it's a self-love. These are Greek words. I'm not Greek. So we're doing the best we can with it. And the thing about it, again, ask yourself those questions and seek to demonstrate a positive self-love. You got to have self-confidence, self-esteem. Because again, if you exhibit anything less than that, then people in relationships, guess what? They tend to take advantage of someone that shows weakness and believing in themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you got to know that.
And if you just think about if people had a more healthy sense of love today, would we be in the state that we're in right now? You know, of how people either view others or view themselves or demonstrate that unhealthy type of love by being narcissistic or hurting others for their own gain. We're in a pretty rough time, and what we want to do is just encourage all of us to demonstrate the healthy self-love that's needed out here.
And one thing I want to say too is that some people, you know, we said a couple of things earlier about a person loving someone else. Can you love someone else more than you love yourself? That goes on in a lot of relationships because of low self-esteem, because of low self-confidence. And for a lot of people, they have gone through things that have caused that low self-esteem or to think lowly of themselves, whether that's through any abuse, whether sexually, mentally, you know, physical abuse. A lot of people have gone through. People have been talked down, verbally abused, even whether growing up or through childhood. They've had negative things said and been treated certain ways, have been bullied, and they've had a lot of things happening, ridiculed, you know, lambasted, just all kinds of things. And that those are some of the reasons that some people have little to no self-esteem. So what we want to say to you is that, please, you know, sometimes it may require you to talk to someone professionally that can help you navigate through the low self-esteem or feeling little or low about yourself.
Absolutely.
So we want to encourage that as well. And we want to ask you, because you could be the one tearing down other people and you know, the abusers or even the molesters or the ones that are doing the, you know, down talking of people, bullying and all. And we want to say to you is that you need to think again about the person's lives that you're affecting when you take that approach. Again, so get the help you need, you know, from the standpoint of being, I'm not going to say necessary, some people don't like to be called victims. They're saying that they are victors, and we want to help you in your victory, and we want to encourage you to get the help you need. And even the ones that are the perpetrators, again, we say get help you need.
Yeah, and center yourself around positive, like-minded people.
Sure.
And take time out for yourself. Get that self-care, that self-love. You know, feel good about who you are, because that's the only way that you can exhibit it out to others.
Yes. Listen to affirmations. Write down positive affirmations. Repeat them. Look in the mirror and just say, I am positive. I believe in me. I love myself. You know, God made me, you know, unique. Go ahead.
That's also how people can be healed. You know, and I have a testimony of my mom. My mom spoke that positivity within herself.
Right. Shout out, Mom.
She listened to positive things when she was informed that she had cancer. She had. So as we talked about that self-love, it's also something that you have to talk to yourself about.
Yes, right.
You know,
absolutely.
Repeat to yourself. Don't allow someone to take away your spirit of healthy self-love.
And don't become who negative people say you are. Don't become that. don't allow yourself to be
Absolutely.
that. So again,
So that is day 2 of Philautia,
Philautia,
which
Philautia.
is self-love. So we're going to ease on out here. Have some self-love for yourself. Have some self-love for yourself. Have
Well,
some
that's what self-love
for you-
is, right?
Yes,
Self,
that
right.
healthy portion of self-love, okay? So until tomorrow at 7:30, tune in for the 3rd day.
Yep.
It's going to get a little spicy,
Is it?
maybe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe.
Yes, tune in. Again, you have any comments, please make your comments, send them, we'll respond. And I do want to respond to a question we had on yesterday, if I can. And that was, can you have an agape love, we talked about yesterday, towards, certain people, friends or whatever. But as I did my studies, I found out that if it's towards certain people and friends, then it becomes another type of love that we'll talk about. And so, okay. So again, think
But
about
your
it.
homework on
Yeah.
this one is to ask your friends and family.
Yes.
Ask your friends and family, do I exhibit the healthy or unhealthy type of self-love?
Uh-huh.
Okay? All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a great day. And again, we're going to peace out here.
All right, y'all.
Out on you.
Relationships.
Sing it, sing it, sing it.
Just
Just keeping it real.